We all know too much sugar is bad for us, linked to weight gain, diabetes, and more. So many of us turn to sugar substitutes, found everywhere from diet drinks to protein bars. They promise sweetness without the calories. But is it really that simple? As a doctor and journalist, I've learned that too good to be true often is. The real question, are these sweeteners truly harmless, or are we trading one problem for another? The focus now isn't just on calories, but on what these substitutes do inside our bodies, especially in our gut. Our gut microbiome, a vast community of microbes, is crucial for our health. What happens when we feed these microbe sweeteners instead of sugar? Emerging research suggests these substitutes may not be as harmless as we thought. Are we just swapping sugar's calories for a new set of gut-related risks? Let's look at the science. Sugar substitutes are ingredients that mimic sugar's sweetness with few or no calories. They're often hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, so only tiny amounts are needed. There are two main types: artificial sweeteners and naturally derived sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are synthetic and designed to pass through our bodies without being absorbed. For years, we thought they had no effect because they weren't metabolized. Naturally derived sweeteners, like stevia and monk fruit, come from plants but are still highly processed. Sugar alcohols, such as xylitol and erythritol, are also in this group and found in many sugar-free products. Both types are low in calories because they aren't fully absorbed in the small intestine. This means they reach the large intestine, where they interact directly with our gut microbes. That interaction is at the heart of our investigation. To understand sweeteners' impact, we need to appreciate our gut microbiome, a bustling city of trillions of microbes. These bacteria, viruses, and fungi help us digest food, produce vitamins, and support our immune system. When they ferment dietary fiber, they create short-chain fatty acids, which keep our gut lining healthy. A diverse microbiome is resilient and essential for good health. If this balance is disrupted, called dysbiosis, it's linked to issues like obesity, inflammatory diseases, and even mental health problems. Diet is the main factor shaping our microbiome. Eating a variety of plant-based foods supports diversity, while processed foods and excess sugar can harm it. The question is, what happens when we introduce sugar substitutes into this delicate ecosystem? We're feeding our gut microbes something new, and we need to know the consequences. The health of our gut depends on the balance and diversity of these tiny helpers. What we eat, including sweeteners, can tip that balance. That's why this topic matters. For years, we thought artificial sweeteners were inert, simply passing through our bodies. But our gut bacteria can break down and ferment these compounds even if we can't. When sweeteners reach the large intestine, they become food for certain bacteria. This can shift the balance of our microbiome, sometimes favoring less beneficial species. Animal and human studies show that sweeteners can change the composition and function of gut bacteria. These changes may reduce beneficial compounds and increase harmful ones. The result? Potential impacts on gut health, immune function, and blood sugar control. The idea that sweeteners are a free pass is being replaced by a more complex reality. Our gut microbes are reacting, and not always in ways we want. Recent research has raised serious questions about sweeteners and gut health. In a landmark study, mice given artificial sweeteners developed glucose intolerance, a risk factor for diabetes. Transferring their gut bacteria to other mice caused the same problem, proving the microbiome's role. Human studies confirm that sweeteners like saccharin and sucralose can alter gut bacteria and impair blood sugar control in some people. Each sweetener has a unique effect on the microbiome. Not everyone reacts the same way. Responses depend on your existing gut bacteria. But the evidence is clear. Sweeteners are not biologically inert. They interact with our gut microbes, sometimes with negative consequences. The promise of a harmless sugar swap is being challenged by real-world science. We need to rethink how we use these products. With this new evidence, health organizations are rethinking their advice. In 2023, the World Health Organization advised against using non-sugar sweeteners for weight control. Studies show they don't help with long-term weight loss and may even increase the risk of weight gain and chronic diseases. The WHO's review found no lasting benefit and potential health risks from regular sweetener use. The message isn't to panic, but to be cautious. These products aren't a magic solution. Instead of swapping sugar for sweeteners, the focus should be on reducing our overall desire for sweetness. That's a more sustainable path to good health. The advice: cut back on both sugar and sweeteners for better long-term outcomes. So, what can you do? The answer is refreshingly simple. Moderation is key. Occasional sweetener use is unlikely to harm you, but regular, high intake may. Focus on adding variety to your diet, especially plant-based foods. Aim for 30 different plants a week. Fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Each feeds different beneficial bacteria, supporting a diverse microbiome. Include fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut for extra probiotic benefits. Even small daily servings can help your gut. Move away from ultra-processed foods, which often contain additives and sweeteners that disrupt gut health. Cooking from scratch gives you control and lets you use natural flavors, like fruit, spices, or a touch of honey, instead of relying on intense sweetness. Nourish your body and your gut at the same time. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Small changes add up to a healthier gut. One of the best things you can do is gradually reduce the overall sweetness in your diet. Our taste for sweetness is learned and can be retrained. Start by cutting back slowly. Less sugar in your tea, fewer diet drinks, more water with fruit. Your palate will adjust, and you'll begin to enjoy the natural flavors of real food. Naturally sweet foods like fruit will taste better once you're less used to intense sweetness. This shift helps you break the cycle of craving ever sweeter foods. It's not about giving up treats, but about enjoying them in moderation and savoring real flavors. The goal is a healthier relationship with food, not deprivation. Reducing both sugar and sweeteners is a win for your gut and your taste buds. Over time, you'll find real food more satisfying than anything artificial. So, are sugar substitutes a good swap for sugar? The answer is complicated. They're not inert. They interact with our gut microbes, sometimes in ways that may harm our health. Occasional use is fine, but regular reliance isn't a long-term solution. The real fix is to reduce our overall dependence on sweet foods, whether from sugar or substitutes. Focus on whole, plant-rich foods to nourish your gut microbiome. Retrain your palate to enjoy less sweetness and rediscover the flavors of real food. The evidence is clear. For a healthy gut, less sweet is best. The choice is yours. Make it an informed one.